What's good, YouTube? And happy Banlist Day! You know you're getting a little bit older when you decide instead of doing a oh my gosh Banlist reaction, you just cook lunch and you prepare to hang out with family in the evening. But before that happens, let's go ahead and see how in just a few hours the Banlist has wrecked the Yu-Gi-Oh market. And it is quite funny to note that the Engage ruling that was given out was a Banlist spoiler for that second copy of Engage that really did happen. What an Easter egg. But people are already going through their WCQ decks, and actually decks that were hit on the ban list even multiple times are seeing buyouts as people go, okay, this is still really a banger for the WCQ season, and this ban list didn't do enough to these decks. And Sprite Blue, you gotta actually keep up and click on cards here because they'll go quicker than TCG Player's algorithm can keep up. You see that Sprite Blue is heading pretty quickly up towards $23, $24 here for the regular, and the Ultimate Rare is on full buyout mode as a lot of people figure this is one of the most solid decks here. I think Jesse Cotton also in his video talking about the metagame before the ban list was saying a lot of people were sleeping on this deck and it's one of the ones hit the least. It was a really big ban list in terms of going around decks and not murdering them. Kashtira here, Fenrir Ultimate Rare, is also going up, as is the Ultra Rare too. It is also starting to spike up here. So the ulti versus the Ultra, you know, the ulti will fall out less in value if it cools down, and I would probably go and spend a couple extra bucks on the ulti right now if you were in the market for the deck and you kind of waited around. And also, Theosis, just absolutely insane sales rates today. You can actually go through, and I had to click 3 times before I got out of the day, and it's actually even more now probably, but you can see this was going down, 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 people sleeping on it thinking the deck might get murdered on the list, and here we go towards 21, and it did get 3 hits on the list, yet multiple buyouts for the deck here. Now, Sky Strikers, of course, the high rarity engages are going up rather fast versus their market price, and there is a bit of money involved in this little ban list unlimit because there is that special new Alter Art Engage coming in Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge, but it is a 25th promo. So I don't know if us plebs who wouldn't spend on it otherwise will get access to the Alter Art, if it will be something regular in the set or only a 25th anniversary rare. Probably only a 25th anniversary rare, but we'll have to wait and see. Ultimate Rare Ray, which I did say I thought was a pretty good buy not too long ago, is spiking up really fast here, up towards $50 and even towards $60, and getting sales rates in that 50 range for people who dragged their heels. Now, with Sky Strikers, their success was largely due to Mystic Mine, which is still gone in the recent competitive history. I believe Multi-Roll also peeled off to 3 if I'm not mistaken on the list, so it got double help here. But I don't know that it's fully back, but you do have future support continuing to release time after time again for the deck, so it's not like the deck is also done in terms of getting actual help. 4 more years of Strikers, but I do think there is a little something there long term, but I think you'll also see prices dip and then go back up, and you'll get those kind of cycles. Right now, obviously, a lot of hype from the ban list. Now, the big loser of the list, anybody who had extra deck cards for Cyberstein, the Turio Exterior immediately comes to mind, and Super Heavy Samurai players did lose pretty big on this list between Stein and Scarecrow, so a pretty big hit to that deck, and immediately, yeah, they're gonna go down. Now, Cyberstein still has, you know, past format play. It caused one of the only emergency ban lists, but people don't really love playing that past format all that much. So back to the list he goes. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 3 in the OCG though. Cyframe Gear Gamma got hit to 1, making it so that if you are playing it, you are playing an equal chance of drawing the brick to the Gamma, which you already know you're gonna see driver first. People are buying deltas. I picked a good amount out of bulk. I was selling a couple of play sets in the Discord out of bulk. Again, I'm not returning the vending, but I'm picking my bulk, getting the bulk mines out of here while trying to make deals for people. I'm selling them at like $10 per playset, and I'm pretty much out of them. But when it comes to that, people are looking at answers for not necessarily playing just one brick for one answer. Now, if you're not familiar with Delta, Delta is a rare that has not had a reprint, and it's when your opponent activates a spell card. So pretty darn good to be able to answer that within the current format as well, and it had already been going up into this. Spiral's got some help, and Spiral Double Helix only has 1 printing period. Maybe people caught some wind that it might get some help on the ban list in the future, but it's still relatively affordable, yet up just a hair, but be aware this only has one printing, so if you're interested in the deck, I would get that sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra. Support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying, because cards that only have one printing, even if they're rogue at best, when it gets hyped for a deck, tend to go pretty fast. Spiral Quick Fix Supers are shooting on up $5 versus that market price of $1. Again, I expect this to cool. I don't expect it to take over the meta. We're not going to see spirals full on, just going for it, but there's multiple buyouts here, like the super big red car. I watched the Wiggles Defunct Land video about the big red car ride, so it's stuck in my mind. But with the big red here, this card, super rare, only comes in a special edition from the EU for this holo upgrade, making it pretty inaccessible on the NA market as a whole. A lot of people got it back in the day, though. You still see some listed in sales, but you're gonna see it a lot less over here on our market, and it's still in foreign languages pretty readily available, but if you're looking for English, that's a lot more limited of a scope of being able to get it. And ding long, it's been a little too long since you've been gone. With how gone, it was only a matter of time before this came back, in my opinion. I don't love the card being around. It's kind of just another build a board, workshop, put up and negate, or extra synchros kind of card with free advantage built in. But, of course, it is going crazy in price, around $20, $21. And what's not going too crazy or noticed is 9 Pillars of the Yang Zing commonly played with it. Now, I don't know if that's still going to be, in mass played with it, but we do see a really good sales rate right now. And it being ultra rare, wow, that's a lot of pages, 3 pages of buys. A lot of people are stuck at the YCS first off, not able to go and, buy things until between round, and they're assessing things, they're in the room, maybe they're picking up there. But 300 listings for this, it's going to last for a while, but it's a nice little upgrade to this card, and people are buying it, so I might get that sooner than later to go with it. I think people are just looking at this like advantage synchro, or maybe not even interested with Halka Braxlong. Let me know what you think of this. Dino Decks did used to incorporate it a lot, but it may be past its time, especially at one. I think it'll find its way into some regional tops at least, though. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. I know it's a little bit early in the day versus the ban list fallout versus what could be there, but we have some winners. We have some losers. A lot of people are calling this a really bad ban list. And I feel like it's more of an OCG style where they do the little slaps on the wrist first before the murder list, and they hit a lot of different decks and a lot of different places, some harder than others, and I just don't see it as all that bad of a ban list personally, but I'm not also as in tune with the format because I checked out a little during this format, and now I'm going to start testing and paying a lot more attention to games. But let me know what you think of the ban list too, since I'm not doing the reaction video. I just feel like it's not that bad, and a lot of people are saying this list sucks, is what I'm hearing early on. But I do want to know what you think of it. Thanks for watching, everybody.